Alright, we have one malnourished person. It's week 5 and we spent 2 weeks at Temperance Camp. Alright. The Templeton has told us we should do our visitations the first thing in the morning. Captain Shaw, Mr. Templeton, it would appear that some of our crew has taken an interest in the transmission radios we have on hand. It is likely many of their first time seeing this technology. And they have the odd ideas that they're capable of. They believe another ship may pick us up if we monitor them. Ridiculous! They do not have the range to pick up on another, not out here. I said as much, but Mr. Turner was adamant we spend the night monitoring them regardless. Even sent me to run the concept by you, Captain. It's worth the attempt even if it's just to assure the crew. Might as well. Can we just do it with one person? Oh, we need all 3 of them. Ooh. Well, let's go for it. It'll get us some more loyalty back. It'll probably piss off Templeton, but that's fine. Yep. That's fine. Yes, Captain. It won't work, but at least this way the crew will be certain. You're demoralized? Oh my god. Alright, I'm thinking there's no way to keep everybody happy. We're just gonna have to prioritize everything, or like certain parts of the crew. Yes, otherwise they'll ponder the alternative until we've all frozen. Gnomes is here? Word around the crew is that we might end up having to move to the ice. If we can't free the Temperance anyway, it would be wise to gather what we want to take off the ship with us if we do. Indeed, we'll have to prepare for what could be the inevitable. Aye, most of the tools are in the lower deck storerooms. The metal doors need some work to open, but it's worth what's inside. Alright? Sound like Gnomes has a good idea? Let's talk to Kasha. Good day, Captain. Well, as good as can be under the circumstances. Good day to you as well, Kasha. You just have to be nice to her, and then she's happy. Well, I'll be sure to spare you any more obligatory small talk from here. In truth, there's something I've been meaning to ask of you. It's a matter I brought up with Captain Hunt, though he was less receptive. I'm not merely interested in the story of this expedition, I'm interested in the story of the people on this expedition. When the crew have the downtime, I would request that I would be allowed to conduct interviews with them. I would like to know more about them, maybe learn more about what happened to Hunt. I see no issue there, conduct an interview as he please. We don't have time for this. That's all well and good for you, but what are we to gain? I would say just go ahead. She's not doing anything else. Thank you, Captain. You won't regret it. I'll mark anything useful I discover in the crew's manifest. Send them to the Red Room on the lower deck when you can. Finish the requests. So it sounds like if we have extra people, we can, like, gain some knowledge about them. The question persists as to how long the Temperance can hold. Will we be able to wait out the ice? If there is no change by next week, abandoning the ship may be considered. Huh? Let's listen in. Ah, feel that air. Nothing better than the cold wind to keep you awake. You're an odd duck, Yorick III. How many hours of sleep do you get at night? Well, on second thought, better not hearing it. I already know it isn't enough. Okay. Let's enter the forecastle. Pet the dogs. You pet his back. You bark back at it. You scratch his head. Very good. And then down we go. How's the doctor doing? Doctor? Is there anything I can do for the crew? Apparently not. Scientists are all indisposed, so we can't make any medical supplies or anything like that. Down we go. How are the pumps doing? 0 rooms are full of water, so that's fine. Let's assign people to the crates. This guy is malnourished, but he can still work. We need to get our food back up, so let's do a full 3 people. Confirm your orders. And then leave. And then we will add all. Got anything for the hoosh? Oh, we can throw the crab eater seal in there. It's a medium-sized gain, a moderate source of blubber. It's either +6 to the furnace or +6 to the hoosh. Food obviously goes into the hoosh. So throw it all in there. Might as well. So that takes us to 98, so we will leave it there. And then we will go downstairs. And these are the rooms. Enter the weapons hold, enter the food store, general storage, and the scientist hold. Weapons could be very useful. especially when we are like out on the ice. So confirm your orders. You and 2 Johns charge into the room. With water flooding in from behind, you have time to grab 2 items. But why is the water flooding? We have ale kegs, cure of demoralization, flares for alerting humans and alarming wildlife can be carefully disassembled for fuel. 1 large animal killed at each hunting location, which is a camp upgrade, or the hunting shotgun, which is a medium animal killed at each hunting location. I think the bolt action makes sense. And then the flares. Room is flooded with freezing cold water, rendering any remaining items unusable. Balls! He's freezing. Well, shoot. Well, I guess that's why the pumps work, huh? Or what the pumps are for. We have lots of food. What about the general storage? Spoiled tin food. That sounds terrible. Digging tools is a camp upgrade. Reduces dogs required by 1 on certain locations. Timber, which is a consumable item. Much of this room has become buckled by the ice, allowing it to be easily stripped for lumber. Or ale kegs. Each of them can be used to cure demoralization. The wood seems useful. And then 1 more item. I'm thinking the digging tools. The kid is now cold. Or the kid's dad is now cold. I'm thinking we want to focus on all of the doors here today, because we can run the furnace at full blast, and I'm hoping that gets people recovered from freezing. So let's spend most of today exploring all of these, or as many rooms as we can. You and Lefty charge into the room with the water flooding in from behind, blah, 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 blah. There's coal. And then engineer's tools. The tools seem very useful, so let's grab as many tools as we can. Right, Lefty is now freezing. And now the last choice we can make is food store. I think we do scientist's hold. And boy, you're coming with me. Runt charges in with me. Alright, we have medical supplies, which reduces scientists required by 1 for medical comforts. Research. Every 10 research brought home will be proof of success to your employer. What? Do you have the fuel to run the furnace full blast? I will after I get the next card. Trust me. Medical comforts. Cures all assigned to the med bay. Tinned lemons. 4 supplies of tinned lemons. Each of them can be used to cure scurvy. Nobody has scurvy yet, and I'm hoping to avoid that. I'm so confused by what story items are, but maybe that's like part of a roguelite part of the game. I wasn't sure. I don't think that's in the game, but maybe? I mean, we're trying to get some research, so let's try that. And then let's grab the medical tools, because then we can make our own medical supplies as we go. Alright, Runt is now freezing. I don't think we have anybody left to throw in here, right? Could I assign you guys? Oh yeah, we can assign scouts. And then, or engineers. Okay. Engineer, get in there. Water has come flooding in here. Alright, spice crates. Once per week, feed the hoosh to gain 3 food for each person with malnourished or scurvy. That's weird, but okay. Spoiled tin food, nah. Normal tin food, or tinned lemons. Let's do the spiced crates, and then let's do the tinned lemons. Engineer is now cold. Alright, and we've gone through all of the rooms. So let's go in here, get the sack of coal. Can we assign... Oh, we could assign scouts. We don't want to assign scouts just yet. Yeah, let's hold off on that for a sec. Feed the furnace. Throw the 2 coal I have in there. That gets us up to 81. Let's throw these 2 seals in there. Might as well. Feed the furnace. 93. Good. Ask the engineers to raise the heat, cures the crew of freezing. Oh, so that's what the engineers are for. Okay, well, we kind of played that wrong then. Well, it is what it is. Okay, so we just randomly heal. Oh! Healed 2 people. Cool. Alright, let's go upstairs. And then upstairs again. Let's go to the map. Alright, so our scientists are indisposed today. Right? Correct? Yeah, they're already assigned. We have 1 engineer left, but he can't do anything on the ice, so we might assign him to... Or no, wait, we assigned the engineer to heal freezing people. So the only people we have left are scouts. So let's just send our 3 scouts out. Off you go. Ah, so that's for scientists. Go north. And then we will go west. Ta-da! And then I think we've used everybody, right? Fucking Templeton doesn't do anything. Useless guy. Alright. Looks like we've done exploration. We have a penguin to hunt, some research to do. And then, can we do these? We have 13 out of 10 research. Hunt the migrating Adélie penguins. Ah, I see. We spend... Or do we need to spend the research? I guess we'll find out. We either spend the research or we've unlocked it, and then we can just hunt them whenever. I'm guessing we spend the research, though. So let's go down. Kasha, is there anyone free for an interview? Do we have any spare? This is a good way to check. No. We have none. Sorry, Kasha. I lied. There is no one. Alright. Called the crew for dinner. Crew have their meal. The dinner is shared. Everyone eats. Crew return to their posts. Lots of stuff to overhear today. Evening. Before we took off, Grimley and I stopped into a greasy spoon in the city. Their sausage and eggs was perfect. Best I've ever had. Now I'm trying to remember its damn name. It's left my head. It didn't take you long... I didn't take you for the sort to enjoy the city? Why didn't you write it down? It was likely by the docks. Just look around once we return. You'll find it. It's still there when we return. Who knows when we'll be back? They could have closed down or fired their chef by then. Well, at least we didn't piss him off. It's getting harder to play. The cold makes the fingers stiff. It wouldn't be a complete loss if you stopped. Have you tried playing closer to the furnace? Not the same. Besides, Hammond would just throw the accordion in. No, don't let him do that! No! Hammond would do that. You know, as far as rations go, this is good. Junior sure knows how to prepare dinner, doesn't he? He's too good for a ship like this. You're pretty old, aren't you? Good eye, lad. Better than mine. Why are you still working? You should be at home with your family. Don't have one. Do you not have any children? I might do. Don't know any, though. I also like Lefty a lot. Lefty's a good character. More of the same tonight, says Tucker. We'll have to get used to it. Not much you can do with the ice. We'll figure out something to do, won't we? We'll have to. Anybody else have anything to talk to me about? Kasha? Captain? On evenings like this, my good friend Carolyn and I would often play chess by the fireside. It makes me wish I had brought a board with me. It would have made for some light entertainment. I do enjoy chess. Shame you didn't. I'd have enjoyed a game myself. Indeed. Well, we can't turn back time, can we? We'll just have to make do with what we have. Perhaps Mr. Templeton brought something along. He seems the jigsaw puzzle sort. I agree. He does seem like a jigsaw puzzle sort. Let's check out the engineer. Oh, there's some... Not going to get any rest anytime soon, are we? No. Could have used more hands. Hammond is worth 5 men, but even then... You ever get the feeling you're being watched, Shaw? Couldn't shake the feeling there was a pair of eyes on me while I was working there. I'm sure there's a terrible undiscovered beast lurking in the mist. That's not a good thing to say to superstitious people. You're overworked. You should get some proper rest. The isolation might be getting to you, Hammond. Aye, probably. All the more reason to get off this bloody block. I'm surprised that gained loyalty with him, but I'll take it. I've struck out with so many of these boys. Alright, up we go. Oops. I did it again. I'm in the abyss. There we go. Zoom out. It's over here, the Mr. Gloss and Mrs. Gloss. I didn't expect anything to come of it. Well, at least we can say we tried. Enter Kurt's room. He's a huge man in a tiny room. Evening, Shaw. Cold one, isn't it? I used to think I was growing used to the cold, but as the years have gone on, the elements have only grown harsher on the body. That's to be expected. Kurt, you're getting old. Imagine this is a harsher area than you've ever faced. I'm sure you can handle it, Kurt. And you'd be right. He barely fits. It's true. I can still complain every now and then. He's so big. Takes up the whole room. Enter your old cabin. Anything going on in here? It's just a record. Let's talk to Templeton. He's probably pissed off. Captain, if you find yourself stricken with boredom, I do have a book I would recommend. A textbook on different classes of wildflowers. The topic is more interesting than it may seem, I assure you. I would enjoy that, Templeton. Yeah, loyalty gained. I'm playing these people like a fiddle today. I will be sure to bring it to you when I have the chance then. Alright, have a good night. Let's go up. Templeton's up on the deck. Kurt's also up on the deck. At the bow you spot Kurt, measuring for any changes in the temperature. It's negative 10 degrees Celsius, that's pretty cold. Still fast, no signs of any change. He notices you and gives a wave. I doubt we'll be moving anytime soon, Captain. Of course, sometimes you never know with the ice. You should get some rest. I'll let you know if anything changes. See that you get some rest yourself. I will. But we have to be alert. In my experience, changes come fast. Take care, Captain. Captain's cabin. Nothing in there. Let's talk to Templeton. Captain, a word? I felt now as good a time as any to review the wording in our contracts. You do remember that what was written in your contract? To be honest, I only skimmed the thing I was already sold on the job. I would say, of course I do, because this man seems like a dude who doesn't take skimmers lightly. I consider Article 3, and I quote, "The member of the staff shall throughout the period of such expedition obey all commands of the captain, and shall use his best endeavors to promote the success of the same." Let him continue. "And in the event of anything happening to the captain, shall obey all commands of any member of the staff who shall be appointed by the captain in writing before his death." Let him continue. "It will be understood that the rest of the staff shall hold the same relations towards any member of the staff so appointed as towards the captain, as appointed by the captain in writing before his death." What are you saying? Are you contesting my leadership? I don't understand. Was I not voted in as captain? The vote we held settled what is only a temporary arrangement in the eyes of the law. Even then, you only made it through by a hair. Unless you somehow managed to wrestle a written transfer from captaincy from Hunt before his departure in the eyes of the law, you are simply acting in his stead with no legal recourse to call upon. There is a chance Hunt and the deserters are still out there. Should we be reunited, your captaincy will indeed be called into question. The crew are unlikely to choose a deserter over me. I'm still here. I see no issue with that. Wouldn't it be good to have our captain return? I think the only reason he would come back is if he effed up and like ran out of supplies and then came back. And I could see that happening in this game. So, this one. You say that, knowing how the previous vote went, loyalty runs deep. The loyalty of the crew means everything. Get them on your side, Shaw. Keep them on your side. That will come naturally. I do not intend to disappoint. We will see. Remember my words, Shaw. I suggest you start with the Stoke brothers. It seems they speak for many of the sailors. Alright. Well, I've got a good relationship with the Cook brother, I think, and the other one, maybe not so much. Rest for the week. Crew member will be cured of their malnourishment. Crew members will be cured of their freezing. Let's do the half fuel. This will still cure them of their freezing, because it's not super cold. But, and we have lots of this is a resource to use, so there's no point in spending stuff if we don't need to. So let's do half rations, or full food rations, half fuel rations. It's fine to lose a little decorum. The dogs are rested and available to be sent out. Another week on the ice. The ship shan't hold much longer. The Lefty has been cured. Tucker is no longer malnourished. Grip's freezing has progressed into frostbite. Oh, it was only one crew member. Looks like normal fuel will cure too. Well, I see. Mr. Gloss is demoralized. Oops. Start next week. Only one. You're right, Dace. Oopsies. Alright, we minus some decorum. Saved game to the tree. We have a posse in here. We have no fish to feed the dogs. Let's see. Let's go have our meeting. Up we go. Meeting it is. Templeton, Kurt, Cordell, and Hammond stand inside the beginnings of a meeting. Well, Captain, it's been 3 weeks. Kurt tells me there's still no change in the ice. None. And the best I can estimate, what change we will see won't free the ship. I predict the Temperance is more likely to be crushed under the pressure of the ice. And how long will that take? A few weeks at most. Unfortunately, we may have to look at alternatives rather than waiting for the ice to break up. Are you sure it's a lost cause? Such as? I don't like the idea of leaving the ship. Let's such as. Leaving the Temperance and making a camp on the ice is something we will have to consider. Aye, the longer we stay on the ship, the more fuel we're having to burn. Not to mention risking another boiler incident. Yes, that matter almost cost lives. Heating a smaller camp burns much less oil, and without enough fuel to survive a winter, we're dead. I don't think I need to tell you that. I would not be so quick to pack up and move out just yet. And why is that? The ship is shelter. The ship is safety. Currently, there are quite a few hunting opportunities presented to us. We will need to gather more food if we are to survive, and the ship provides a safe area to hunt from. Right, and most of the crew aren't ready to give it up either. They're still stubborn, just as any good crew should be. I would rather not play into stubbornness when lives are on the line. He has a point. Crew think we gave up too early, they'll resent the captain for it. Though we now have a serious bloody flooding problem. We do? Aye, we might as... you might have noticed if you'd left your damn foxhole, according to Dace. It's safer to take the time to gather what we need before we leave, rather than raid the ship once we make ice. Well, the answer lies with the captain. Should we move off the ship this week? Let's push it. Not yet. We'll remain on the ship for now. We've gained loyalty with Cordell, we've lost loyalty with Hammond. Very well. Then we will remove the boiler from the furnace. When we remove the boiler from the furnace, that's when we make our move. When you feel we're ready to go, just go to the boiler room and give the order. Let's take requests. Oh, we got a load of people to talk to today. Alright, Grimly, you're up first. Shaw. There's a rumor going around amongst the crew. They're saying the ship is haunted. What? You guys, no! Look it up, that's how it's said. Folksole? Folksole? Okay. Folksole. I'll stop saying that's how Day says it. I'll just say it that way. And then people will make fun of me. But then I'll blame you. They're saying the ship is haunted by the ghost of Captain Hunt. What a ridiculous tripe. I thought you'd want to put a stop to it. Absolutely, we cannot allow rumors like that to run rampant. They're just stories, I see no harm in them. I'd best be on the lookout for Hunt's ghost then. Yes. We gained loyalty with Grimly. Aye, the crew won't be best pleased when you're stopping their stories. It's better than allowing fear and superstition to run wild. Aye. Well, gained with loyalty. If I can get Grimly to be loyal, that would be really good, because he's got a couple crew members that are loyal to him as well. Mr. Zack. I was summoned by Mr. Templeton. Yes, Mr. Isaac. This is regarding your personal item. What do you mean? I felt pertinent to let the captain know you're carrying a weapon. Excuse me? Why did you bring a gun with you on an expedition, Isaac? Personal safety, of course. Perhaps this is my unfamiliarity with expeditions, but I was surprised others did not bring an item to protect themselves. Many of the crew cannot afford such an item to themselves. Captain, it is up to you on what to do with this revolver. With all due respect, it is my personal item, Captain. It is the captain's right to requisition any weapons on the ship. That includes your own. That weapon will be more useful in the hands of Cordell for the hunts. Hand over... I'm really nervous to leave a gun just with anybody. But I also don't really want to piss somebody off. But he's just a guy. I'm not going to let him have it. Gained revolver, gained loyalty of this guy. I understand. He is demoralized. Well, we would do well to avoid creating an imbalance of power among the crew. I doubt the sailors would take too kindly to such a thing. Tucker? Mast was damaged when the ship was being tossed a while back, Captain. Best we get someone to fix it before the Temperance is freed. Oh, you poor boy. Freed? Aye, ship could come loose any moment. Heading up the repair to the mast is a dangerous task. We don't even know if the ship will sail if the ice clears. Would be worth it, though. Someone could get injured, I'd rather avoid that. Suit yourself, then. Alright, that's fine. I didn't want to be like, we're never getting out of here, because I thought that would make them sad. Cordell? Captain? My dogs appear to be struggling in the on-deck kennels. They require a more secure form of shelter from the environment. I think they said you can send demoralized people to the photographer. Well, we can try that. Dogloos, I believe they're called. Really? Yes, I will require some hands to work on constructing them. It is for the health and safety of the packs. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get off the ship soon enough, so might as well. I'll put some of the crew to work on it. Plus loyalty with Cordell. We must focus on keeping the dogs safe. Without them, the crew stands little chance of safety themselves. I agree. I think the dogs are really important, especially once we get off the ship. Let's talk to Mr. Gloss. I have like this weird bite on my arm. I think something bit me. Like a spider or something. I've been spider bit. It itches. Anyway, Captain, we've tried to use the radios to pick up any signals every evening for the past week. Nothing, I take it? Afraid not. As we expected. I have to say, though, I expected a worse reaction from the sailors. As a were-spider. Thank you, Dace. I suppose there's a relief in trying a method and knowing it to be unsuccessful. Now they can move on to the next venture with little reservation. They are resourceful people, I must say. Well, I suppose anything that puts the crew's mind at ease is worth doing. Thank you, Mr. Glossley. Alright, I'd say that was worth doing then, if we got some decorum out of it. Head to the boiler when you wish to abandon the ship. I suggest we do it sooner rather than later. I'm gonna push it by a week. Something is over here? Oh, that's the Dogloos. Alright. Let's get some people to work on the Dogloos. He has been frostbitten. Junior, get out there. And let's do 2 people. 2 Johns has got frostbite, so we need to fix that. And we'll send Tucker out there. Oh, we need 3 people. Alright, well, we'll send Runt's dad as well. Runt and Runt's dad, and then Tucker. Confirm your order. Cordell shows the crew how to assemble the snowy shelters. Cool. The dogs have shelters. I cannot see... There it is. I was like, where did my mouse go? Let's send somebody out to hunt. Send Cavity. We'll get some Adelie Penguin because we have a pistol. And I think we want you guys... I almost wonder if that's not a good thing to do since we have fuel and food we could be gathering from the ship. You know? I think maybe it's a more worthwhile endeavor. I'm learning this on the fly, obviously, because I've never played this before. But I think because the ship is a temporary thing, doing as much as you can on the ship before starting to extend out into the area around makes a lot of sense to me. So let's ask scientists to help out. We have some demoralized people. We're gonna put you 2 to work. Got some med comforts. Can we use the med comforts? Assign crew to the med bay before I can treat them with that. Oh, I see. Okay, so you're frostbitten, and you... Where's the wounded guy? Oh, wounded guy and frostbite guy. Command to rest, and then cure them. Yes! Yes! We've done it. We're learning how to fix people. Oh, he's just lying there. So will he be ready now or ready tomorrow? Let's go downstairs. How does this work? It takes 5 people to pump the rooms out? Are you crazy? There's no way in hell I'm wasting all 5 people on that. That is a crazy proposition. This place is full of water. All these doors have been barred. Got a sack of coal. Let's put some people to work here. 2 Johns and Sheridan, you're back on your feet. I'm gonna get you to work right away. Check the boiler room. I think I'm gonna hold off on the boiler room for now, because we have enough fuel, and if I'm gonna abandon the ship like next week or something, makes sense not to just dump all our stuff in there. Creative spoiled rations. When did it spoil? Ah, dang it. I take it all back. I should have been gathering earlier. Alright, well, let's get 1 spoiled ration out of this. We could do something with it. Let's go up and then go to the map. And we'll send our people out here. So, we could assign... I'm curious about the Adelie Penguin. Let's assign some people to this. Boop, boop. And we have an engineer. Oh, we should go back down and assign the engineer to cure some of this frostbite. Does that just cure freezing, not actual frostbite? Hold on. I know I'm like bouncing back and forth between things, but I keep forgetting about certain things. So let's go down, all the way down. Ask engineers to raise the cures crew of freezing. Ah, yep. So frostbite is beyond freezing. So once they've hit frostbite, you need to get the doctor to fix them. Like the doctor. Alright. So let's try this penguin. I'm curious to see how this will work. So let's assign the crew. And then, might as well assign an engineer. And then the scouts will hold on to... And we'll throw a scientist out there as well. Yes. They've been marked down to hunt for the week. Maybe... Can you do that, like, once per week? I don't know. The scientists are all working. So let's send scouts out even further abroad. This will take how many dogs? Just 3 dogs, okay. Confirm. Let's send somebody all the way out here. Flick will go. And then we'll send somebody this way. Confirm. Alright. Has everybody got a job? If somebody doesn't have a job, we will assign them to the camera. Okay, so nobody there. Maybe one of these days I will have an extra person to be interviewed by our camera person. But for now, let's go back to the ship. Go down, down, to the hoosh pot. Feed the hoosh pot. Okay. We have spoiled rations, but it causes malnourishment. Is that smart to do? Because we could go for full rations with the spoiled stuff. And we won't get penguins to eat until tomorrow, it seems. I think we should do that. So let's do the hoosh. We've He's malnourished and demoralized. That poor bastard is about to die. We've gained 3 food from the spice crates. Good job, me. Alright. Crew have their meal. We bust out the hammocks. Let's listen to In on the Brothers. And I swear, when that hook came swinging, Captain Hunt had to pull me down. This was 5-6 years ago? I had no clue what I was doing. Both of us nearly lost an eye that day. Same expedition, Ward lost his arm. Half the time, I don't even think Hunt knew what he was doing either. I'm sure he did. He seemed a good captain. He was quite the interesting man. Aye, he is. Did you need something? I heard stories about Hunt and I was curious. I'd like to know more about the man. Didn't you get your fuel while he was here, eh? Worried about the vote, aren't you? Oh, is that it, Shaw? I don't care about that. I genuinely am checking in. Are you now? Alright, leave it at that, Grimly. Nice of you to check in, Shaw, but I think it's time the crew called it a night. Grimly walks off. The crew was awfully fond of Hunt. A word to the wise, Robin. I have nothing against you, but we sure don't know you either. It's going to take more than simple pleasantries to earn Grimly's trust. Fair enough. They work on the camera, girl! I wonder how my editor will fill my report in this finished state. It was a nightmare getting my plague story published. Only the Daily Appeal was willing to pick it up, and they were hardly the most reputable of papers. You did wonders for their reputation, I understand. Yes, and they're more than willing to coast off of mine. Not that I mind. People buy the Daily Appeal just for my reports. I prefer that to being drowned out by other voices. Very cool. Yeah, she's easy to, like, maintain a friendship with. One of Templeton's teams tried to talk to me while I was working. They were going on and on about their spouse or something. Ended up telling them to fuck off. I think they got the message. You could have been somewhat more diplomatic. You have my full permission to do so anytime your work is interrupted. Hell yeah! I didn't need permission, but I knew you'd understand. Alright, I'm learning what everybody cares about. She likes to, like, pal around and talk about, like, the future. He talks about his work, and, like, the boiler is paramount to everything. These guys are a little bit of an enigma. Don't speak ill of the captain. This guy's, like, always be captain, all the time. Evening, Captain. Have you been reading that textbook? I understand if you do not have the free time. I have been reading. It is quite an interesting topic. Good, I had hoped you would enjoy it. I suppose the topic does provide an escape from the ice as well. Thanks for that book, dude. Let's go talk to the doctor. Oh, nope, he doesn't want to talk. He's busy. Kurt, in his tiny room. Evening, Shaw. I've been thinking about our pay once we return to land lately. Har! Don't mistake me for the avaricious sort. I do have expenses to pay. Before we departed, I received a letter from one of my daughters asking to cover the cost of her stage school. It would be a shame to promise a luxury only to retract it, don't you think? Do you not have enough money left over from your films? I wasn't aware you had a daughter, Kurt. 2, in fact. Both with the first wife. Okay, and that is the end of that story. Do not ask more about the wives. I would like to play a game like this or State of Decay that you aren't in charge of every decision. More of just a peon who goes out and gets the stuff needed or to build or whatever. I wonder, yeah, you're always the guy in charge. I'm trying to think of one where you're like the drone and like other people are working on above you. I can't really think of one that comes to mind. Still no signs of change, I take it. Afraid not, Templeton. The ice is yet to budge. Moving to the ice looks more and more to be a necessity as I see it. You may just be right, chum. Your team of scouts best keeping their focus. We cannot find a way from this pack. The 2 notice you. Ah, Captain! Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the ice. My team will find a path, I have no doubt. At ease, Kurt, you're doing good work. Loyalty! Thank you, Captain. I promise my team won't grow lazy. This is certainly not the place for it. Thank you, Templeton, for your dry wit, as always. Let's listen in. What do you have in your pocket? What does it matter to you? Hunched over, clutching something? It's suspicious. I'm holding an egg. An egg? Why? Keeping my hands warm. Boiled egg keeps heat. That is actually rather ingenious. We know the cold. Better than you lot, anyway. Listen to gnomes. Or if, like, base building was the only thing to do in Fallout 4, I'd play a game like that where you head out and find materials and keep everything running and safe. That's kind of like what, like, survival games are like, though, right? Like Raft. Or Rust. Although Rust is all about, like, fighting off people, I guess. Good evening, Captain. Will this take long? The dogs are fed and rested. However, I dislike leaving them alone. You've trained them well. There won't be any issue. That would be my hope, but you can never be certain. Alright, she's a tough one to crack, but we're gonna get her loyalty up there, I bet. I bet. Junior's close. Grimly is so far away. Kasha is, like, through the roof. Richard's doing okay. Nutley is just a little below. Cordell is close to halfway there. Kurt loves me. Clive is a little below. These people don't matter. These people don't matter. Okay, so the loyalty is all about the specialists. I'm understanding. I understand. Wasn't there a Fallout mobile game like that? There was one that was kind of like this, I think. Fallout Shelter. Fallout Shelter is more of a like an idle game, because you would like queue up stuff and your people would just like run out. I played like 30 hours of that and then I forgot about it and just abandoned it. Alright, I think we are ready to end the day. So let's do that. Oh gosh, it's almost 9:30. So let's end the day. Let's see here. Crew member will be cured of their freezing. Somebody will be cured of their malnourished. So let's do that. We only have one person who's freezing? Or one person who's frostbit, so I don't even know if that'll actually help. But we'll leave fuel at that level. And then the starvation will be fine. Yeah, I'm good with this. They've returned hunting penguins. Dogs are rested. Another week on the ice, naked in the wind. He is no longer malnourished. He succumbed to their frostbite. Did he die? Holy God, he died! I forgot about that. Oops. We lost an engineer. Shit. Well, Zach is demoralized. We lost some decorum. Mr. Gloss is no longer demoralized, minus decorum. So that's something. Oopsies. Having a guy die that early is probably really bad. But, on that note, why don't we pause the game? And we will pick this up next Tuesday.